What's up, everybody? Welcome back again to another YouTube video. And yes, I'm very excited about this video. You see, sorry for not uploading videos for the past few days. I've not been feeling well, and of course currently YouTube is not paying me, so I also have to work so that I can pay my bills. But today this episode is very special. Now, you guys wanted me to visit Mombasa, and I had a chance to visit Mombasa. And of course, you can't mention Mombasa without mentioning the Portuguese and the Omani rule. So in this episode, we'll be getting to know more about Mombasa. We'll be getting to know the history of Mombasa. So if you really like this content, I'm sure you give this video a thumbs up. Come on, hit that subscribe button. We are road to 5,000 subscribers. And guys, share this video, like this video. I mean, you guys support the kind of work I'm doing. So what's up, guys? Welcome back again to another YouTube video. I'm very excited about this episode. So we're in Mombasa today, and I'm very excited because I've always wanted to fly my drone here in Mombasa, get some amazing views, and of course try some Swahili cuisine. And came to realize something, like the whole Mombasa town is like an island. So there's two major routes if you want to leave Mombasa. First, if you can cross Mombasa through Likoni, that is through ferry, and the other way is if you're going through Nyali. So nonetheless, you cross the Nyali. Is it the Nyali bridge? Yeah, there is. You cross the Nyali bridge, or you go to Likoni. So there are only two options. Maybe you won't get lost if you try that. So you only understand, am I going, where am I going? So am I using ferry, or am I crossing through Likoni bridge? So that was the easier way for me to understand the town. So just in case I want to leave, I understand now I'm crossing ferry or I'm not crossing ferry. Am I going through Likoni bridge or through ferry? But most of my walks was through ferry. I did cross ferry, and of course I did something else. Got some amazing drone shots of the beach. Guys, you're going to enjoy that. And a little bit history of Mombasa, the Portuguese, Omani, the Omani rule, and came to understand why Mombasa is Mombasa, and why Mombasa is so strategic that a lot of people in Kenya, especially if you want to go on an holiday, you'll always decide to go to Mombasa rather than stay in Nairobi. And rule number one, this is travel hack number one, while coming to Mombasa, don't forget your sunscreen. But for someone who is like me, you see, those are a list of my concerns. But the only problem that I had was mosquitoes. So don't forget to carry your mosquito repellent, and you will enjoy your stay here. But the temperature is very hot. I mean, every time when I was here in Mombasa, I was sweating like 90%. It even gets worse during the night. Like, I was sweating every time that I'm sleeping. Waking up, in fact, my chest is full of water. But I guess I'm used to cold. Nairobi is a little bit cold. Not a little bit, it's very cold compared to Mombasa. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this episode. Give this video a thumbs up, and share. Give this video a thumbs up, share, and let's support this channel. We are on the journey to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers, by the way. Now we are journey on to 5,000 subscribers. I'm really happy.
I am happy the cameraman is with us, so I'll take you to really nice locations where you can have neighborhood photos, okay?
Yeah.
Now this is the layout of the fort. It's like a human body on the cross, okay? So we enter through the left arm, that is the head facing the sea, the right arm, the right leg, the left leg. Remember, it's called Fort Jesus because it was built by the first Christians, the Portuguese, from 11th April 1593. Why the name Fort Jesus? Remember, the Portuguese came here to conquer, okay? They wanted to get slaves for their sugar plantations in the Brasilia in South America. There was need for more labor supplies, and they would come to Africa to get that through slave trade, okay? Now, this fort, 70% of it is carved out of a massive coral stone. I was talking to that dear girl, where she's here, yeah? Yeah. I explained to her initially there was the sea here because coral is alive under the seawater, okay? So it means that at some point, because of the movement of tectonic plates, the seawater level receded. You know, it moved ahead, but the coral is static, it never moved, okay? Then it died. Remember, coral is like fish. Suppose remove fish out of water, it dies, so it's a dead coral. And that did explain to her, and I explained to you all here, that 70% of the fort was carved out of a massive coral. It's 2.5 acres inside the Fort Jesus, and they used a labor force of 4,000 workmen for a period of 3 years. The workmen were paid in kind, I mean in terms of food subsidies. They were never paid any wages for the job done by the Portuguese. Remember, the Portuguese were masters, they never did the physical job. They were just instructing guys, do it, do this, okay, add this, okay, reduce this. Understood, guys, eh? It was designed by a famous Italian architect by the name 𝙏𝙝𝙖𝙣 Battista. 𝙏𝙝𝙖𝙣 Battista was already working for the Portuguese in India, Goa. Remember, the Portuguese were already in India before coming to Mombasa or East Africa or Africa. Okay, why? In the 15th century, Portugal and Spain were two world powers. Now, to avoid conflict, remember, the Roman Catholic popes had dominated world politics. So to avoid conflict between the two world powers, they had separated the world into two spheres of influence. Africa and Asia was given to the Portuguese. So naturally they would go to India to get silk and spices, which were very important commodities. But to get to India, they would pass through the Ottoman Empire, you know, the Caliphate, yeah, the Salifate, yeah, the Ottoman Empire. They were charged exorbitant taxes. So Henry the Navigator, who was son to King Philip I, who by then was ruling Portugal, told his dad, we aren't paying all those exorbitant taxes. We find the sea route to India. And the sea route to India involved sailing around Africa. That's how the Portuguese found Sao Tome, Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, Angola, Mozambique, Mombasa, then Malindi. When he arrived in Malindi, Vasco da Gama, he took a local guide by the name of Masjid, who finally brought him to India. He became a legend. Why? Previously, other explorers would not go beyond the Cape of Good Hope. You know why? The Benguela Currents, the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, they are meeting there. So there's really strong currents. That made it impossible for other explorers like Bartholomew Diaz to go beyond the Cape of Good Hope. So he did that, Vasco da Gama, and he became a legend. Now back to the map. We have the Museum Gallery, which is the most recent building, was commissioned in 1960. I told that dear girl. And next to the museum, we have the offices. The offices were also built in 1960 above a mass graveyard. Why above a mass graveyard? In 1960, when the Museum Gallery was commissioned, there was no other extra space to build the museum offices. You understand, eh? Yeah. The curator's office and the supporting staff, they are domiciled there. So they did what? They just collapsed the graveyard, they flattened it and built an office above it, but there were no excavations. The skeletons are still beneath. Why? The reasoning was any excavation would have been like disturbing the spirits of the dead. The reasoning was let the dead rest in peace. Okay, we'll pass by the gate. We are not allowed to go in. It's not for visitors, it's for the staff. Okay, or if you have any specific inquiries, then you can go. But we're not doing that. We'll just pass by the gate there. There are some writings on the wall. I would like you to personally read to complement what I said so far. Okay, now I did say, and I say again, those cannon guns were not there initially. They were just put there for display. They were not there initially because you could argue correctly that they are targeting their wall. Isn't it so? Because their wall is there. They were not there initially. They were brought there for a decoration purpose, to make the site interesting. People like things when they are nicely arranged. They would take photos to remember their visit. Isn't it so? I already saw you guys sitting on them, taking pictures. Yeah. So they are serving that purpose. The actual position for the cannon gun should be on the wall, targeting enemies from outside. They are used for the defense of this fort. Actually, we have the Portuguese cannons, those ones there, and then in front of the museum gallery, we have the British cannons. Now, chronology of events. The fort was founded by the Portuguese on 11th April 1593. March 1696, Omani Arabs arrived here at the invitation of the Sheikh of Mombasa. A Sheikh is like a president, a sultan, or a ruler, emperor, etc. Okay. So when the Portuguese were here, they were like harvesting from his garden. He was offended, but he was weaker militarily. So he sought military aid from his friend Sultan Sheikh 𝙏𝙗𝙖𝙣 of Oman. 𝙏𝙗𝙖𝙣 sent a naval ship to come and attack this fort. Upon arrival, they could not collapse this wall. I did say 30%, that upper wall, that is what was built, okay? Is over 1 meter thick. We'll walk to that wall and you'll see the width is wide, over 1 meter, and is out of coral. Remember, coral stone undergoes the process of oxidation, just like with metals. It was that hard, Arabs could not collapse it. So they employed a strategy of starvation, of a blockade. The fort was surrounded. After 2 years, 9 months, all the Portuguese who were trapped here and died of starvation. The last Portuguese soldier decided to take his own life. And in the process, he also ensured he destroyed what was of value. I mean, the gunpowder was stored up there. He said, I'm gonna die, I take my own life, enemy don't take it, so they don't get that credit. And in the process also, I destroy what is of value. If they come in, they got nothing of value. That was strategic and that was intelligent, or sly, I would call it sly. Yeah, he did that. So when Arabs later took over, they restored the gunpowder magazine. That's why it resembles the roof of a mosque. Look at up there, right? So that would be our first stop. We're gonna go in there. There's some writings I would like you to read again to add on to what I said. After that, we're gonna have the anti-clockwise tour. Sasa, we'll be here for the next 30-40 minutes, or in the course of the visit, any relevant questions, please feel free, okay?